I've had quite a varied background. Initially, I was in the Air Force, so that taught me a bit of organization and discipline. Then I was in sales, so I learned my people skills from there. And from there, I became an account manager for Siemens Nixdorf and worked with very large corporations. And then I had 20 years in teaching, which obviously helped me look at the current franchise that I currently have. It's quite a busy schedule. And in my first year, it was very manic, possibly because the franchise I took over wasn't quite as set up as I imagined. So the first job I had to do was clean up everything, such as ensuring that the tutors I had were of a very good quality and they were actually real people. So I went through a whole process of having to recruit, to work with whilst looking after customer base, and also expand the customer base into some of my areas which had no tuitions going on. So it was a very busy first year. But however, my daily schedule is actually working on marketing, on advertising, on tutoring. I do a little bit in the evenings, and also getting new tutors on board and speaking to customers. Why I looked at franchising, particularly with Choice, is because when I came out of teaching in 2018, I was considering looking at different opportunities within the education sector. So Choice actually came to me and said that they didn't have my skill set, certainly not for primary, etc. And would I like to do a bit of work for them as well, which I did. After a year or so, they turned around to me and asked me if I would like to take up an opportunity that had come up. I think anyone new coming into franchising, the one thing I would say to anyone, don't let other things distract you. Always look and make sure that you have all the information you need and check it against other franchise opportunities within that field. So, for example, if it's in our field with tuitions, look at the other different tuition type companies and see what they charge, what the costs are, etc. So do a little bit of more homework. I mean, fair enough. I know I was an ex-senior manager within education, so I had some ideas of cost. However, I think, you do need to really dig deep and look into what everything costs you before you come into the opportunity. Working out the amounts and holding your nerve, both with customers and the people working for you in the organization, so you don't get squeezed with your profit margins. Stopping that squeeze on myself and holding my nerve when people insist on either wanting to pay too little or people want to get paid more for their services. Also, being really organized to get your marketing out there regularly every week, to advertise regularly for more tutors, keeping up the regular day-to-day work, making sure all your business is done, making sure all your payments are done, and keeping good records for your accountant.